Hey, what's up, collective? It's your girl Brittany. Welcome back to my channel, Akashic Rhapsody. Thank you so much for coming back. If you are one of the OGs, one of my regulars, I really appreciate you continuing to support me and follow me. Give me a reason to do what I'm doing. And to all my new followers, welcome. I hope that I trust that Spirit has guided you to me, and that there is something here that I might say a special message or um, other piece of advice or information that I'm hoping might help you along your journey in some way, shape, or form. Or just also, I did ask for Spirit to send more people in my true soul drive. So I can only assume that if you're here, then you must be one of those special people. So welcome. So excited. Nice to meet you. I can't wait. We're gonna be best friends. So in my last reading that I did, the pick a card, I promised that I was going to do a quick channeled message in regards to unconditional love. This is a topic that I've been thinking about for the past month or so, as I have been kind of reflecting over my own journey, my ascension process, doing what I can to raise my vibration higher, and being in isolation and kind of, um, you know, looking over who I have remaining from my past soul tribe, people that I had before, who stuck around, who's always been with me since day one, and looking over others who have kind of fallen off, and just kind of questioning and asking why, why, how do I say this? Why did Spirit allow certain individuals to come into my life, cross my path, only to end up, it seems like, leaving me, abandoning me? I've had people stab me in the back, betray me, talk about me behind my back, treat me like I was a doormat, invisible, something to be, looked over, stepped on. Um, just make me feel like I didn't have a whole lot of value. And I've taken a lot of time to process through this. So, the grief that I was experiencing doesn't really hurt as much anymore. I'm used to being a loner anyway. I'm fully capable of surviving on my own. But I do have, my ride or dies, like I said, that have been with me since day one, that have always, it seems like, loved me for me in spite of myself, my many flaws, no matter what happens. And it's just kind of interesting to see examples of what true unconditional love is versus what it's not. If you think about it, unfortunately, most of the people that you come across that come into your life, your space, your circle, are there for conditional reasons. They'll love you, they'll fake support you, they'll shout you out all day, they'll ride with you as long as there's something that they can get out of you. There are many people around you only to use you, whether it's, platonic, romantic, a work type situation. There's a lot of people who are, your coworkers. You think that they're your friends, but really the only reason why they are around you and pretend to be cordial with you is because they feel like they don't have a choice, first and foremost. Or if you just happen to be one of the people that's on the winning team, of course they're gonna want to, be associated with you, kiss your ass, whatever. But I digress. Yeah, it just seems like most of the relationships that you will have in your life, I speak from experience. So, you know, take this if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But I noticed that there are a lot of people that are attracted to me because they feel like there was something that I could help them with or something that they can get out of me. A lot of people catch on to the fact that my energy and who I am very abundant. I mean, I guess some people will call me lucky with, you know, a lot of the things that I've been blessed with in my life, in a good fortune, and just, you know, success and stability and lots of fulfillment. I noticed that, now of course, I'm not 100% always. It's not always that way. I've had plenty of failures, plenty of times when I was down and out, when I was depressed, when I lost, I feel like I lost everything, like I didn't have a whole lot of money or whatever to my name, and those are really, really dark times for me. And I kind of noticed that a lot of those people that were around me prior to that used to talk a bunch of stuff about how, oh, Brittany, you know, I love you. I never want to see you when you're down and out. Never want to see you when you're going through. I'm always here for you. Hit me up whenever. Let me know. Whatever you need, I got you. And then it's like, when the day came and I actually needed those people, especially when I was going through really heavy, severe major depression, like having suicidal thoughts, and just really going through it, and all I needed was like a friend, somebody to be there, somebody to comfort me, somebody to let me know that everything was going to be okay, somebody to carry me like I've spent like my whole entire life carrying everybody else. And it was just so surprising to see a lot of these people either all of a sudden didn't have time for me anymore. You know, either I called them too late or I texted them too late, or they're out, you know, living their best life. They're busy doing this and that. They really don't have time to talk to me. They feel some type of way about me. I had a lot of like men, you know, eventually flip on me, treat me like I was a burden, like I was a nuisance, like, you know, verbally cruel to me, trying to get rid of me. People who I trusted to be my mentors, you know, all of a sudden treat me like I'm invisible, like I don't know. It's a lot, but I think you get my point. It's just like all of a sudden, all those people that I thought were for me, were on my team, all of a sudden were nowhere to be found when I actually really needed them to be there for me. And that's when I learned a valuable lesson that, unfortunately, not everybody is going to be happy for you. Not everybody's going to hand clap for you. I'm hearing that song, smiling in your face all the time. They want to take your place, though. Backstabbers. Backstabbers. It's a lot of people that that are around you, like plotting, scheming, waiting for your downfall, while they're smiling in your face, pretending like they're your friend, like they're actually for you when they're not. And I also noticed there are a lot of people that are very superficial in that it's okay to be associated with you, to say, oh yeah, that's my homegirl, that's my homeboy, oh so-and-so, they're so accomplished, or this and that. As long as you have the accolades, as long as you're accomplished, as long as you're you look a certain way, you're sexy, you're of a certain race, a certain class, a certain group, or whatever it is, it's okay for them to be associated with you. Or like I said, you know, especially in the professional sense, work-related situations, if you're part of the same team and, you know, you're winning, everybody's winning, it's okay to want to be cool and down with you, because who doesn't want to be a part of the winning team, right? Who doesn't want to be around the person that's shining, that is, you know, the clout chasers, people that just, it's like, as long as you meet their expectations of what they believe a friend, a lover, a interest, or whatever it is should be, then they're cool with you. Yeah, we can be friends. Yeah, we can be associates. Yeah, we can be whatever. The second that you lose all of that, let's just say tomorrow, let's just say you're a very very successful CTO, CFO, or whatever, VP of an organization. You know, everybody loves you and respects you because of how hard you worked your way up to the top. All of your many awards and accolades. You know, have your face on a magazine or whatever. The glitz and glamour. It's like it's something about you having status, money, and power that makes people want to, I don't know, associate with you, follow you, worship you, whatever. There are a lot of people out here that are idol worshipers, just being completely honest. I mean, you just see how people treat celebrities. It's kind of ridiculous. So, you know, when these people were common household names, quote unquote nobodies, just locals, nobody gave a damn. But the second that they blew up, and all of a sudden their faces everywhere, they're international. There's this idea that this person has all this money, all of this access to whatever. All of a sudden everybody's like bowing down at the knees, foaming at the mouth. Oh my God, I love so and so. Oh my God, I just love Saweetie. I just love Cardi B. I just love Michelle Obama. I just love all these people. They're just so fabulous. Oh my God, Oprah. Like, all of a sudden, just because they're famous, they quote unquote have a name, everybody knows who they are. All of a sudden, you know, everybody loves them, everybody cares about them, everybody wants to talk about how great they are. But it's just like, were these people not great when they were just them, before the money, before the fame, before the spotlight, before the paparazzi? You didn't see them then? Kind of sad if you think about it. You know, there's a lot of people who, you know, they might be around somebody out here could actually be going through a period of time, feeling very sad, feeling like they've gone through a fall from grace. Really, it's that's not the case. I get that this is an individual who might have worked their way up the ladder, been very very attractive, very very popular, had a lot of people around them constantly because of who they were, what they looked like, what they had, excuse me, who they could get, who they had on their arm, or whatever. I'm picking up on some masculine energy, exactly. And like I said, we do energy here, not sex. So you can be a woman in her masculine emperor energy, as well as you can be a man. Take it how it resonates. But it's like, one moment you're popular, you're on top of the world, you know, everybody loves you, you're fresh, you're popping. Then all of a sudden, you know, over time, you know, your looks start to fade, you might have to step down from position, you get sick, you're not making as much money as you used to, and it's like all of a sudden all those people that used to quote unquote love you, couldn't wait to be around you and be your friend and kiss your ass and your feet and all that, all of a sudden those people are just gone. They're gone. And you're left sitting there wondering like, why all my friends, all the people that I thought cared about me just abandoned me. I'm sorry to have to tell you, brother or sis, those people were never your friends in the first place. They were just there because they wanted to be around the cool, popular person, the person with the clout, the person who everybody loves to hate. And it's a sick, twisted game, but unfortunately that is the way society works. I know a lot. I've come across many people who are very, very good, kind-hearted people, had a lot going for them, highly attractive. And I'm not just talking about looks. You know, I'm the type of person, I can't speak for y'all, but I tend to look at who a person is on their inside, their spirit, regardless of how attractive, not attractive, or whatever they are on the outside. And, you know, everybody's attracted to somebody, right? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I've come across many people who were like drop dead gorgeous, ridiculously freaking handsome. Like, you look at them like, oh my God, ooh. Damn. If only. Sorry. Actually one person I'm thinking of right now that just came to my mind. I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to embarrass you, but I'm sure you know who you are. Somebody that I used to know, a mentor of mine back in the day was, oh boy, was fun. All right, I'm back. But it's like I didn't. Okay, besides the obvious, I didn't necessarily care about how like what he looked, what he had, everything. The thing that really attracted me to this person the most was his mind. Like when you actually sat down and you talked to this person, you talked to this guy, like he's very fucking deep, ridiculously fucking brilliant, and I just got this intuitive hit, this energy like he might not necessarily have a whole lot of people that actually want to sit down and conversate, debate, have a verbal exchange, and really somebody that can really challenge his intelligence because people are so busy trying to throw their panties at him, trying to get at him because he's such a gorgeous god of a man. Anyway, and it's the same thing with women. It's like, when do we look beyond just the surface, this outer shell, and pay more attention to the inner being? Um, and why does it seem like nobody really cares or gives a fuck about you until you, like I said, you reach a certain status, you make a certain amount of money, you have a certain title, all of a sudden people are interested in wanting to get to know you, talk to you. But if you didn't have any of those things, where are those people then? I just think it's like really, really sad. You hear stories of people who are in, marriages, relationships with great partners. Everything's cool and dandy until, one of their partners gets sick, has cancer or everything else. And then all of a sudden the relationship becomes so much of a burden that the other person, can't help but cheat or, leave that person because they I don't know, they've suddenly lost interest because they feel like the person who they thought they were signing up to be with is no longer there, and that's not the case. They're always there. Their spirit is there. It's just that the physical, over time, people have to understand that over time, your person, the people in your life go through many, many changes. You cannot expect a person to stay who they are, stay frozen in time at the time that you meet them. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of like marriages and things don't really in long-term relationships don't work out, because you're so used to the person that your person used to be. And over time, you go through seasons, you go through changes, you get older. Like I said, looks fade. You don't necessarily look the same way you did 5, 10, 15 years ago. The sex isn't as good, physically. You've got aches, you've got pains, you can't do things that you used to do. Some of us is exact opposite. You grow up, you get better. You start looking, smelling, being better. And, it makes people in your past feel some type of way because they wish they woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda treated you better. You know how that story goes. But yeah, it's just like, again, I know, speaking from experience, when I used to be around a lot of people that would talk all day out the side of their neck about how they are, they're a social justice warrior. When mental health month comes along, week or whatever, they want to talk about how, it's okay not to be okay. I never want so and so to feel a certain type of way. I'm always here. My heart is always open. My line is always open. Blah 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 blah. But then when shit actually hits the fan and somebody like me actually reaches out and needs somebody to help talk me off the ledge, crickets. No fucking where to be found at all. All of a sudden, I'm too busy. I'm sorry, I can't help you. I'm not a professional. I just don't know what to do. Or over time, it's just like your energy, you become so much of a burden, they just stop talking to you altogether. It's okay to talk a good game when your friends, your loved ones, your family are in perfect health. Everything's good, fine and dandy. It's a whole nother thing to actually walk the walk when the time comes where, you know, all that kind of goes away. There are some people out there that only want to be associated with people that are constantly up, constantly positive, constantly winning, constantly, have maintain a certain image, a certain look. Very, very superficial and just selfish, all about the self. And I'm not gonna, ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's you, that's your prerogative. By all means, you do you, boo boo. But be careful about doing that at the expense of others. There are a lot of people that will selfishly use people, take advantage of good people, um, and just have no regard, just completely disregard other people's feelings because they're all about the self, getting what they came to get and giving little to nothing in return. And I think it's unfortunate because a lot of people like myself, like you collective, if you're here, it's definitely a message for you. You have a big heart. You're very selfless. You're a very giving person. Somebody that would be the type of person to give your shirt off your back to the next, your fellow man who doesn't have it. Be quick to pull over on the side of the road when you see somebody broke down and struggling. Take a close friend into your home if they become homeless. Drive halfway across the world to go, you know, pick up your best friend, your sibling, or whatever it is to make sure they get back home safe. When they're out, they're down and out and they're struggling. Wire dollars so that way somebody can put a deposit down on a new apartment, a new house, things like, very like giving selfless acts, or just being friends with people regardless of what they look like, where they come from, what they have, what they don't have. Aesthetically pleasing, not aesthetically pleasing, regardless of their race, their class, their sex, their gender. You love that person for who they are, despite of everything, It's like I kind of want you to ask yourself, are you the type of person that is capable and willing to bestow unconditional love to another? Or is your love purely conditional? Think about it. Think about the type of love that you quote unquote are getting from others, even your significant other. How much does that person really love you? What happens when you're in a long-term stable marriage with someone who, in the beginning sex is good, everything's bomb, everything's cool, all of a sudden something happens and your spouse either no longer wants to have sex at all or they can't for whatever reason, all of a sudden they become completely asexual, or they're afraid, and you just happen to be the exact opposite. You got a high ass sex drive, and you have made a commitment to be in a monogamous relationship, or your partner comes and tells you that they can't get it up anymore. It's not that they don't love you, that they're not attracted to you. It's just that, you know, like I said, you get older, stuff happens, life happens, our bodies change. Sometimes they shut down, or there's other conditions and things like that that get in the way of us being able to, you know, continue to give each other pleasure. What do you do under those circumstances? What's more important, the sex or the love of that partner? Do you turn around and leave your partner now because you just have to get your rocks off, or you just it's one of your top conditions of even being in the relationship was you guys were going to continue to have phenomenal sex for the rest of your days, only to find out that 5-10 years in, it's not going to be the case anymore? Do you break your vow of commitment? Do you go behind your, and let's say your partner is not comfortable bringing in with allowing you to go out and get your needs elsewhere, or bring somebody else into the relationship, but they really, really love you, they're down for you, they are your person. Do you go behind their back? Do you go behind their back and cheat on them? Or do you just up and say, I want a divorce, it's over? Do you even love that person to begin with? Or was it all about the sexual fulfillment? Was it all about, you thought you were going to have that person that you went down the aisle with that day for the rest of your life, forgetting that, like I said, human beings over time, you get older, you change. Your thoughts, your habits, your tastes, your wardrobe, everything changes. And honestly, I feel like for women, it's an even more aggressive change. I remember, I think it was one of my cousins or someone used to say, you know, uh, women go through pretty drastic changes about every 5 years. They're not even the same, never the same person. Or if you're somebody like me that has a lot of fire energy right now, I'm just a phoenix waiting to burn out and die and be reborn. And I'm constantly cycling through, redefining myself every hour, every day. Favorite color, new hair, new venture I want to get into, um, new interest, new favorite foods, new places that I want to visit. You know, new alter ego. It's constant, like it's constant evolving. And it's like, are you able to keep up? Or do you abandon me because you feel like no matter what you do, I'm just, you know, you're just going to get left behind? Or you feel like you're going to get left behind anyway, so, or it's just too much, just too tough to keep up with me, so you just walk out of my life and you leave. I had a lot of people do that to me. A lot. It wasn't until I met my husband. Love, 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 love him. The only man in my life that I ever know, the only man that's ever been in my life that has never abandoned me. Psychologically, mentally, spiritually, he never abandoned me. Always been there no matter what. Even when I was at my lowest point. Even when I wasn't myself. Even when I was feeling really ugly, angry, mean. When I had my gorgeous days, when I had my not so gorgeous days, when I was sick. Those days I felt like I was dying. When I've made a lot of mistakes, I've said a lot of things, said and done a lot of things that I can't take back, that I wish I never said or done, making mistakes. And through it all, he was so merciful, so patient. He forgave me. Forgiveness. I think forgiveness is also a very critical piece of a part of unconditional love. You love a person enough to forgive them for their mistakes, to forgive them for wrongdoings against you, to forgive them for betraying you. I think about, even if you're not like a Christian or a religious person, I feel like the story will resonate with you. If you remember the story of Jesus, Jesus was a phenomenal healer, a miracle worker, a very, very kind person that was just all about trying to raise the vibration of the planet, trying to lift people up in through belief, helping them to understand how to heal themselves, how to be patient, how to manifest. He was just a carpenter, a prophet, just a general good-hearted person, and people hated him so much they wanted to kill him. And even the people that he had on his inner circle, the apostles, the two that come to my mind are, Judas and I think Simon Peter. When Jesus had went into hiding because the can't remember if it was Caesar or who the emperor was at the time, was looking for him, so he could be tried. He's being tried for calling himself the Son of God and performing miracles. There's a lot about what he did, his power, that struck fear into a lot of people for whatever reason. And so he was damn near tried as a witch, and people wanted him to be crucified. And he went into hiding. And I just remember, number one, Judas, who was supposed to be his right-hand man, his best friends, set him up, came in, gave him a kiss, and that was a signal for the guards to come in and grab him. They knew who he was. And I just remember scripture saying, Judas, would you betray me with a kiss? It was a really good movie that actually showcases the whole this whole the journey of Jesus, the apostles, all the way up to his crucifixion. It's called the Miracle Worker. It's a claymation animated film. Really, really good. Love it so much. I used to watch it all the time back in the day with my family around Easter, Resurrection Sunday. As I grew up in a Christian household, a non-denominational. Although today I'm a little bit more spiritual and I have my own pathway, but I still remember a lot of the stories and the principles and things I was taught. So yeah, there was that. And I just remember Judas was so consumed with guilt for what he had done in that movie, he's being tortured and going through it. And they're just like, Judas, what's wrong with them? It's just like, he tried to take it back after the fact and he couldn't. He was like, you don't understand. I betrayed an innocent man. I betrayed a good man. He betrayed his best friend, the person that he was quote unquote following, that he quote unquote loved. Betrayed him for money. They offer him a great deal of money, and I can't remember what else it was, to go and identify Jesus. All of that for a few coins. And on top of that, I remember in that movie, again, there's a scene where Jesus was talking about, he knew he was getting ready to die. He knew what was coming because he's a prophet. He could see the future. How, the Son of Man will go through many trials and tribulations. He will be persecuted. He will be killed. And Simon Peter said, "No, Lord, that will never happen to you. Not ever. Not as long as I'm here. I will go to war with you. I will fight with you. I will." I think the scripture it says itself. It's in Luke chapter 22, verses 33 through 34. Peter said, "Lord, I am ready to go to prison with you and even to die with you." But Jesus said, "Peter, let me tell you something. Before the rooster crows tomorrow morning, you will deny 3 times that you even know me." That's deep. And Simon Peter couldn't even believe he would do something like that. But when shit hit the fan and Jesus had been tried, they were getting ready to take him off to be crucified. And if anybody knows about crucifixion, that this is a very, very horrible, ridiculously horrible way to die. And I remember the crowds were screaming, "Hey, aren't you one of Jesus' followers? We recognize you. Yeah, that's one of his men." And he straight up, just out of instinct, said, "No, I don't even know this man. I never heard of him. That thing that Jesus told him that he would do. He denied him 3 times. And he, quote unquote, was supposed to be his ride or die. It just goes to show, it just made me think, like, when I was going through and trying to figure out, well, why do people in my life act the way that they acted? Why have so many people just like turn their back on me? One day we're good, and the next day act like they don't even know me and just were cruel and everything. It's just like, what makes me think that I'm so special? You see how people treated Jesus. And then to go to show you just how much Jesus still loved his friends, loved his followers, loved all the people around him. This man was taken, he was damn near beaten, bludgeoned to death. If you really want to get a true picture of what he possibly went through, what that was like, watch The Passion of the Christ. Watch the scene where Jesus is getting whipped and beaten before he had to pick up his cross and walk and go to be nailed up and hung to die. Just watch that. Just watch that scene. This man was freaking tortured. Went through all of this pain, this persecution. He was innocent. He'd done nothing wrong. And even when he was in a position, he could have gotten angry. He could have cussed him out. He could have went up and told God, come down and strike them. I'm tired of this. I don't want to deal with this. Didn't do it. He forgave them anyway. If that's not unconditional love, I don't know what is. He forgave them. He forgave the people that betrayed him. He forgave the people that beat them. He said, "Lord, please have mercy on them. They know not what they do." He realized that regardless of the evil acts, the darkness, the things that happen, that there's some sort of humility. And he can empathize with them because he realizes people were, at the end of the day, they're still human. They made mistakes. They were making this is a pretty fucking big mistake to make, first and foremost. You did something that got somebody you quote unquote love killed. And through it all, in his last hours, he still found it in his heart to forgive. He still loved them. Gave his life so that nobody else would have to suffer. And it's like, How many of you would be willing to lay down your life for your friends? Somebody walked up into your workplace today and how do I want to put this? Somebody walked up in your workplace today, took you, all your friends, and everyone quote unquote close to you hostage. Put a gun to your head and said, look over at your friend and said, do you know this person? Answer wrong, you're gonna die. Knowing that if you answer yes, they're straight up put a bullet in your head, or ask you, were you willing to die for this person? Would you? For your friend? How much do you love that person? I know that's extreme circumstance. Please don't think. I know it's really morbid, but that you get the point that I'm trying to make. Like, at the end of the day, when everything's said and done, in spite of what people say, what they do against you, are you willing to forgive? Or you still love them anyway? I'm hearing, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? How deep is your love? Like, are you able to love without conditions? Or is your love purely conditional? When you tell somebody that you love them, do you really mean it? Do your words really have weight? Oftentimes we say I love you a lot, we don't even really mean it. We just say it for the sake of saving face and trying to make the other person feel better. It's definitely not something that you can just throw around. And I can say with 100%, full transparency and confidence, if you've ever been somebody that's been close to me in my life and I have told you to your face or in some way, shape, or form that I love you, please believe that, don't take that shit lightly. I meant that shit when I said it. And I don't give my love out to just any and everybody. Only for those individuals who I really, really, truly, truly 100% care about. The people that I say that I love will be the same people if, God forbid, anything ever happened. It would be the ones that I would lay down my life for. All right. Whew, that's enough. I had to get that out. Thank you for tuning in, bearing with me, listening to me. This is definitely I don't have a script. This is just pure channeling off the top of my head. Spirit wanted me to deliver this message to somebody. You definitely might be going through something, questioning what love is and what love isn't. I hope that there's something that you took out of this message today that possibly might help you understand better what that is. So with that, I'm going to turn it in. Thank you so much. collective for tuning in, continuing to support my channel. If this resonated with you, please let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. Please continue to support me. I greatly appreciate it. I'm just so excited to have you guys tune in, listen to me. It feels so good to be seen and heard. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys. I really care, and thank you so much for being a part of my soul tribe. And I'm so excited about continuing this journey with you guys, you know, together. So, all right, you have a good week coming up, and I'll see you next time. Until then, blessed be. Namaste. Peace and blessings to you. Bye.